Art Bros coming back at you with a new show thingy we got for you this week.
New episode
is hey guys, Art Bros here, gonna talk about Salvador Dali's probably his most popular piece.
The action never stops here at Art Bros.
No, not one bit. We're gonna be talking about The Persistence of Memory. Again, Salvador Dali.
And for all y'all people who don't know your arts, that's the one with melty clocks.
And that is the artist with the curlicue mustache. So ever fanciful. Probably fancier than you, Fancy Dave.
Maybe.
Yeah. Anyways, Fancy Dave here, Mike here. As always, the Art Bros. Let's get started on this thing. The Persistence of Memory by Salvador Dali.
What year?
Painted in 1931.
Oil on canvas.
It is 9.5 by 13 inches. It is small.
It's small.
It's very
When
small.
you saw it, you thought...
Dude! Yeah! When I saw it at the MoMA, I was like, is that it?
Yeah.
Really, yeah.
I thought it might have been like a copy or something.
I've seen birthday cakes bigger, like with the actual art printed on them, bigger than that. I have.
Oh man, that's better than Fudgy the Whale.
Don't ask me what a 3-year-old was doing with that kind of painting on his birthday cake. But anyways, so what we have here, people, is a
Cookie Crisp?
Yes, Fancy Dave. What we have here is a surrealist.
Yeah, surrealism.
Surrealism. Now that is when it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. You take the real and you sur it. Surreal. So this style, actually, I learned this the other day, is called, I have it right here, veristic. Veristic surrealism. There's two main types. There's this, which is very accurate to like photos. It's photographic. And then there is absolute surrealism, which is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. Absolutely surreal. Very extremely abstract. Those are more artists like Joan Miro and whatnot, and Joan Miro. I'm sorry, we'll get to that later.
Yeah, I'm more familiar with this particular type
because
of surrealism.
this Salvador Dali he's not the first surrealist. In fact, he kind of got into it late in the game, but he is probably the living embodiment, or at least this period of his life, he was the embodiment of the surrealist movement.
He stuck around with surrealism for a while, from what I read.
Yeah, he did.
Longer than a couple of other artists.
He did. Yeah. He was originally part of this group of artists that were considered themselves surrealists, the pioneers of the surreal movement, and then he ended up stealing one of the head artist's wife, and he got kicked out. Which is so what I heard.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know.
Yo, when are we getting that soap opera?
That Dali movie, something like that. But anyways, let's talk about the piece. What do we got here, Fancy Dave?
We got some melting clocks on various... well, there's like a slab.
Slabs.
A slab, a tree, and a figure that kind of looks like a melted face.
You know what? I didn't think it was a melted face until I saw it. I was looking at it closely before recording this, and then I saw the eyelash there. Then the
apparently it's supposed to be kind of a profile of Dali's own face.
I heard that too. Yeah.
And we have some ants on that stopwatch.
So what we have is 4 clocks, all very morphed, and one of them is being consumed by ants, which what you normally don't see. Ants are normally consuming foods. Here in this world, they're consuming the metal, which is very interesting. Let's talk about the world itself. We have time is kind of frozen in this world, or it does not seem to exist. And one of the clues there is because that water in the back, there's no waves. It's not moving. So this world is absent of time.
Absent of time?
Absent of time.
Or is it eroding from the front and then towards the back it's just still?
What does that say about the sunset? Do you think it's in this world that sunset is always just at that point?
Well, it's a little weird that it's shadowy in the front.
Well, yeah. Well, that could be because of some mountains more. We have a mountain backscape. We have a mountain back there, a range, which is apparently mountains from Spain, where he was from, in Catalan, that part of Spain.
It's a little bit of his hometown there.
Yes. Another interesting thing about this, you don't notice these things until you point them out. That tree is growing out of like a slab sort of thing.
It's growing out of hardness.
Yes. That's like the Richard Serra slabs going on over here. But that's a little too art history joke there. But okay.
I don't know.
We're talking about the piece. We're talking about it, what we see. What do you think it means? The title of the piece, The Persistence of Memory.
Well, what I read was it was supposed to be touching on the theory of relativism, which Einstein kind of did at that exact same time, but it actually turned out it had nothing to do with this. It's just it was
a coincidence.
Yeah, it was just a coincidence.
Oh.
He really just wanted to make it look like, I don't know, like melting cheese in a way for the clocks.
Yes, I did hear that he got the idea from eating some cheese.
But even then, like, those ants are eating that watch, so it might mean, like, the death of time itself.
The death of time.
Yeah, because he liked using ants as a visual symbol for death.
The death of time, but the persistence of memory.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, even though time is dead in this world, nothing is... There's no time, so therefore there's no future. There only a past? And therefore, in that past... memories. If there's no future, we still have a past. We still have memories.
Like a still.
Like a still, yeah.
Oh.
There you go, yeah. Oh, snap. Fancy. Getting in my head, man. Now, let's talk about Dalí in a little bit. Everybody who doesn't know about Dalí should, because he was one of the most eccentric artists to date. He was a weird dude. I saw an interview with him. Curly Q mustache and all. Back in 1952, he did this interview.
Contact aliens with it, apparently.
No. Don't lie to me.
Oh, he said he could.
Oh my god, that's awesome. Although the more I learn about this guy, the more I fall in love with him. Honestly.
Wasn't he also a fascist?
I'm sure there was some things about him. He became really religious by the end of his career.
I could see that by his paintings.
Yeah. So he says... he had this really cool quote. Every painter paints the cosmology of himself. Mm-hmm. It was an interview he did in 1958. He said Raphael painted the Renaissance period, and he liked to talk about it all in third person. He says Dalí paints the atomic age and the Freudian age.
Just the fact that he talks in the third person, I like him more now.
Yeah, and the fact that he calls the age he lived in the Freudian age, it explains a lot about his work. Because what do we know about Sigmund Freud? He talked about the subconscious, the dream state, that dreams unlock the self. Mm-hmm. Their subconscious is how our brain really kind of...
id, ego, and superego, things like
stuff
that.
Stuff like that. It's just how our brain functions. If our brain functions through dreams, and the dreams can tell a lot about the self. And
developmental stages like anal retentive and things like oral fixations.
Yes.
Things like that.
Yes. Dalí was a huge follower and supporter of Freudian thought. Therefore, we see in his paintings, they are extremely dreamlike. Because he believed in unlocking the world of the dreams. I believe he called his works, oh man, it's somewhere over here, I forgot it. He called them like paintings of the dream world. So, to him, these were still lifes from dreams. For us, they're these wacky things.
You know what I just thought of? Maybe the fact that it was so small, it's meant to look like a photograph. The size of a photograph of his dream that he took.
Well, this one specifically, he has other works that are huge.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking specifically this one now. Now I've thought about it. Maybe it's just like a little, I don't know, freeze frame of what was going on in his mind at that second.
Very true. Very true. Anyway, so any closing thoughts, Fancy Dave? What do you take away from this?
What do I take?
There's so much I want to talk about Dalí, but I don't want to make this video too long.
I don't know. It's hard because it's so open to interpretation.
It is.
I can really just get the death of time kind of motif there. And then certain things that can't quite fit in, like why that ocean is there.
Right.
Or I get the hometown reference there. It's part of his memory, right?
Right. That's true.
But why are other things so barren?
Yeah.
See, it's people. Think for yourselves.
Think for yourselves. Leave us a comment on what you think.
Leave us comments. What else do you think about this piece?
Right. My closing thoughts. I really don't... I know that there's a sort of message to this. There's something that he wanted us to interpret from it. But for me, I just like the idea of capturing dreams into this 2D art form and projecting them into our world. I like that idea a lot, and Dali's one of my favorite artists. I hope we do some more works by him here. But, yeah. Mm-hmm. That being said, Art Bros approved. And
Art Bros approved.
Art Bros outie.
Out.